Hello and welcome to Tuesday's programme.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. A woman from Falmouth who had to fight a legal battle to end her brother's life after he was left in a vegetative state has welcomed a change in the law.
Matthew Minton was seriously injured in a road accident. It took 8 years to get the legal right to withdraw treatment.
But under new rules, the patient's family and doctors will be able to decide what's in their best interests without a court ruling. David Wood has this report. Let's now turn to other news in the region this evening. And passengers using South Western Railway trains tonight should expect disruption as RMT union members continue to strike. It's part of a...
Landlords across Plymouth are being encouraged to help rehome Syrian refugees. The City Council needs flats and houses. So first, where does the water on the islands come from? Well, there is a desalination plant which takes in seawater and turns it into fresh water. But that alone can't meet all of the water needs. The plant only provides around a third of demand. And the council say it's running at its maximum rate, greatly increasing the risk of a breakdown. The rest of the supply comes from groundwater. This is water accessed by drilling boreholes into bedrock. But the groundwater supply is at a historic low and is being extracted at an unsustainable rate. So what about reservoirs? Well, there are no reservoirs on the Isles of Scilly, but there are 3 water tanks that are filled with drinking water. These are replenished at night, but they are often empty by the end of each day. And some businesses are concerned about how the water shortage might affect them. Well, for more on this, our weather forecaster Charlie Powell has joined us in the studio. I guess put simply, Charlie, this is a problem with not enough rain. How does it compare rainfall this year compared to last year?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The UK has been bathed, if you like, in high pressure rainfall for the 2 months combined. So not only double, or more than double that they've had so far.
For now, thank you. We'll have the forecast with you later in the programme. Thanks.
Now, next on this evening's programme, to the second of our reports on the dramatic rise in the number of people seeking help for computer game addiction. Treatment is currently available at clinics such as Broadway Lodge in Somerset, but could soon be available on the NHS.
One private treatment centre has seen a 300% increase in the number of people booking themselves into rehab over the last 4 years. And schools too have recognised the problem and are working with parents to try to keep children on track. Rachel Townsend has this report.
I've spent over 100 hours on just one game. So.
These pupils are typical of their peers, spending most, if not all, of their free time gaming.
What is it that you enjoy so much about these games?
It's just really fun, especially if you're playing with your friends.
It's like the adrenaline in the game.
Yeah.
It just makes you more into the game.
Do you feel addicted at times?
Yeah. All the time. Sometimes you can get angry at the video game for like something that's happened on it.
Yeah. Like throwing a controller across the room.
Why it's residential is because we need to break that cycle of addiction.
Matt Kay has experienced addiction himself and says that while the effects of alcohol or drug abuse may be physically different, addiction to gaming can spiral out of control.
Such as isolated from family life.
Matt works with residents to look at how they use gaming as a coping mechanism for other issues in their lives.
You've got to remember that if you're immersing yourself in online gaming, you can be whoever in real life. You know, you may have quite a small...
And a month later won the game.
And you're watching ITV News here in the West Country with John T and Kylie. Thanks for joining us this evening. There's still plenty more to come on tonight's programme before 6:30.
And after us, the ITV News continues with the national and the international stories at 6:30. Charlene White has the details for you.
But next tonight, as the NHS marks its 70th anniversary this year, we've looked at one of its biggest success stories, the virtual eradication of polio. Before the NHS introduced a routine vaccination in 1956, there could be as many as 8,000 cases a year.
However, there are still thousands of people in the region living with the physical disabilities caused by polio and are now even attending regular support groups, as Karen Bell reports.
We're staying with health now, and despite the proven benefits of breastfeeding for both the mother and her baby, new figures have found more than half of new mums stop within the first 8 weeks.
Well, experts say a lack of support could be one reason for falling numbers, but want to encourage mothers to breastfeed for longer as part of World Breastfeeding Week. Well, Totnes is already leading the way, with 40 businesses supporting the campaign, as Matt Price now reports. Now, brace yourself, especially if you're preparing for a bath or a shower this evening, because a blind man from Exeter has described the moment he discovered an 8-foot-long python in his bathroom.
Yep, Stuart Saunders heard a crashing sound and at first didn't realise he had a visitor until one of his support workers pointed out that a snake was curled up by his toilet. Nick Smith has this report.
You like snakes, don't you?
Oh, no, I don't. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It came up through the toilet.
I'm glad you did touch the right end, Stuart, as well, because it could have ended badly.
Oh, my goodness, yeah, thank goodness he's OK. A reminder that there's plenty more to see on our website. If you want to watch that snake again, you can. It's also on our social media. And another story that's proving rather popular is that of Colin Steer from Plymouth. Now, OK,
Charlie's back with us to look ahead to the rest of the week, weather-wise. Charlie, good news if you want the sunshine to return, not so good if you need some rainfall, right?
No, there's hardly any rain at all in the next 5 or 6.
Charlie, thanks very much indeed. Now, before we leave you, let's remind you of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening. And a woman from Fal. And that means it is goodbye from all of us on this evening's programme. I'll be back to bring you the late news at 10:30.
But now I'll hand you to Charlene White as the ITV News continues. From all of us here, enjoy your evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.